Hello, and welcome back to A Tyranny of Dragons. And so, continuing on from last week, the players have managed to reach Carnath Roadhouse.
Yes.
Which is basically the medieval equivalent of like a motel. Just, to keep things short.
Yes, and I would like to apologise for last episode. We all, kind of the energy left the room a little bit.
Very much.
But hopefully, I've got enough caffeine to keep me awake for this one.
You'll be bouncing around all over him.
You got plenty of sweets anyway.
Yeah.
And cheese.
I'm very concerned.
I'm scared of his dice rolls this session. I really am. I'm absolutely terrified.
Well, if he rolls a 1, we know it's cheesy in the other way.
If he rolls a 1, I'm going to get all the balloons out. Dance with confetti and everything. Okay, so...
And then get killed by Rachel because of a certain song playing. Why do you hate that song, Rachel?
I have my reasons.
What's wrong?
Which one?
You're not tricking me into saying it.
What
Because we
song?
all know what song I hate. Well,
What song is it?
Link, including in the bottom.
No.
Only kidding.
What song?
You know what song? Don't make me bring it up.
I can't remember what song it is.
I'm not sick.
Write it down. Oh, that one!
I will stab someone.
Oh,
I'm
yes,
not
you
going to
will.
sing it. I'm not going to sing it. Don't worry.
I'm not going to even ask what it is. Okay, so what do you guys remember about last week?
Roadhouse.
I crit a troll twice in a row on the same turn. And
Roadhouse.
killed it.
We killed many little froggy woggies.
Yes. We killed frogs, I killed a troll.
But he's over there.
I killed a distant relative.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Out of all the snacks we've ever had in roleplay, Troll, you just sat there eating fucking cheese. It is double...
What?
The fuck is that word?
Gloucester?
Yeah. How does...
Double Gloucester, yeah. Unless you want the American way of speaking it. Gloucester.
With the American pronunciation, the C makes bloody sense!
Okay.
Why is the English language so stupid?
I'm tempted to make the characters feel like they're talking about cheese here. How
You
do
see
they
him
enter that
probably talking about how
conversation?
he likes different cheeses with different wines.
Maybe the adventuring life is getting quite mundane for them. They're talking about other things.
Just in the tavern. Hey, Mortis, my man. No, Mortis, my dear fellow. What kind of cheese do you like?
It doesn't like cheesy.
Hearing that, some random stranger thinks, my gosh, they must have been adventuring for years. They must be really high level by now.
I like
You're
cheese.
level 5.
Okay, I got a little map printed out of the Carnath Roadhouse.
Uh-huh.
Just sort of explaining you guys what you see.
Okay, so I'm going to go out on a limb here and just say, we walk in, there's someone dead on the floor.
Is there?
I don't know, I'm just going out on a limb here, because this campaign tends to throw everything at us.
Should we lie down on the bar floor and put paper bags on our heads?
As you go through, like,
I get that reference.
I don't, I'm just saying, just like, the fuck?
I knew you would.
Fighters.
are you just going to just simply walk through the roadhouse gates?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay then. As you walk through the roadhouse gates, it's you notice that sort of walking around, and you see that there's some guards there. There's also quite a few stable hands as well.
Yeah.
Some of them are quite young, and you notice that in this particular building, in the upstairs part of it, you notice that and the ground floor is basically like a warehouse, but above it you can tell from the sounds and the light is like a kitchen, and someone obviously singing from it. And you also obviously notice that there are some horses there and everything, just like a typical roadhouse basically. And as you guys sort of walk through, you're all approached by the roadhouse keeper.
Yep.
Hello there, weary travellers. You may get the sick bags out. Hello there, weary travellers. Do you wish to stop over for a night or two?
That was the intention.
Says, if you can just move your cart and horses over by to the stables, we'll take good care of them. We'll make sure that they're well fed and everything, at no extra cost. And so, are you all wanting a room altogether? Because we do have large rooms or small
large
rooms.
room would be nice.
Yeah, sure. Okay then. So he kind of sort of gives out a typical price of a roadhouse.
Just
What the hell? What am I missing?
I don't know.
Am I missing
Rachel
something?
looked at Troll. Troll started laughing. Rachel started laughing, and I started laughing. We're not on drugs, people.
I am. Well, paracetamol.
Well, technically, I am on antidepressants, so.
Lol, same.
Okay, so
Anyway,
obviously, so the roadhouse keeper kind of tells you the price per night and all this and all that. It's pretty cheap to stop over and everything. And you guys also notice a familiar face. Do you remember that long-nosed gnome that was in the front of there? Yeah,
oh,
he's there.
Eagle.
That's the one. Yeah.
Is he following us?
I think he's been here longer than we have, so I think.
Yeah, he kind of got there, obviously, before you guys. If I just... yeah, Losvius Longnose.
Eagle.
And you can tell that he's completely drunk out of his skull. And he's like sitting on the bottom of the stairs leading up to the kitchen, and his like drawl sort of hanging out of the edge of his mouth. He's completely slozzled, and he's holding like a bottle of vintage something, and he's kind of looking at you lot, and he's just sort of squinting a bit, like thinking, I swear I know these people. Hello there, he shouts. I know you.
Ah, he's gonna get me with his nose.
You're that what's her name? You know, the one that shouts too much. You know.
You mean the name that you have dared to forget in my presence? The name that will go down in the annals of history.
He pisses himself.
The name. The name that is Lucille von Rondanor. And that completely destroyed the mind. I'm sorry, headphone users.
Please make a charisma roll, please. You gain advantage.
Yay!
You gain advantage.
23.
Very good. A few things happen. First of all, you notice that, because obviously in the roadhouse there's 2 floors of rooms. You notice that some of the rooms...
Wait a minute.
What?
That might have been a really bad idea if the dragon's cult is here.
You just woke them all up as well.
Well, you notice that through the doors have
Baby
opened,
just starts crying.
and 3 sort of mercenary stroke soldier types kind of poke out, you know, and one of them quite excitedly sort of runs on the edge of there, almost excited to think, You can tell by the look at his face, like he's quite excited to see it. Losvius Longnose, we'll call him Longnose anyway, because his name escapes me half the time. He drops the bottle and says, "Oh my God! I am completely slossled in the presence of a paladin. I am sorry, sir." And he's got his head on the ground. He's hit the sad stage of his drunkenness by now. "I'm so sorry. Will you forgive a humble gnome such as me?"
You know how when people get embarrassed, they sort of do that sort of like, "I'm not here," like this sort of thing. That's what Mortis is doing, sort of doing that, and then sort of strutting away slowly into the dark shadows, like, "I'm not here."
And you get a few other looks especially from the stable hands, of thinking, they don't even know your name specifically, but they know you're a paladin.
Well, they know his name now.
Pretty much. And the other thing that's happened...
It echoes through the mountains, and then, like, God knows how many Tende away, Landrodros is just sat there, just like, "So he isn't dead after all."
And the other thing that's happened...
A black
coming out the
dragon
kitchen
walks
door,
up.
poking out, is this really sort of greasy-looking cook. And, obviously, big blubber chops and everything. And he sort of shouts out, "Do you mind? You just scared my cat!"
Cat?
Oh no.
Cat!
Lucia just has this look of just like, "You should not have mentioned cat."
Where's the cat? Where's the cat? Where's the cat? Where's the cat?
"Hey Alice, look, squirrel over there."
Squirrel!
Like, he's just like making up, just like, "Alice," doesn't even look in the direction he's pointing. "Look, squirrel over there."
There's no squirrel there, Lucia.
And the chef said, "Well, keep it down. I must attend to my broth immediately."
I'm going to sneak away and hide in the shadows.
Oh shit.
Okay then.
Troll, you're a cat owner. Stop killing the cats.
No, I'm sneaking away from them. I don't want to be seen with a paladin.
You have been in the past.
No, I'm sneaking away so I'm not drawing attention to myself. In case trouble gets to you, finds you, I can then ambush the trouble.
Good point.
Because you are a trouble magnet.
Okay.
I am a paladin.
You go around yelling your name at everybody.
The roadhouse keeper approaches you,
Each
passes
time I
you
roll the R.
a single
longer.
key.
Yep.
There's a key to your room. Is up there, and indicates that one.
Which is number...
Let's just say
4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
14.
Number 14.
Thank God it wasn't 13.
I'm hiding in the shadows.
It's probably Alice's bedtime
Okay.
now.
Yes.
I'm hiding in the shadows.
You're hiding in the
I'm
shadow.
going to go snooping around.
Okay. And
You're
whereabouts
going to find the cat without me.
do you
aren't
wish to snoop around?
I'm going to snoop around and look at all the other... try and look through, sneakily look through all the other windows of the
because we did
houses
say...
of the places to find out the
Dragon
cult.
cult.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I want to sneak around and snoop around.
Well,
Okay.
here's the thing. The Dragon Cult probably know Lucille's here by now.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah, we are in a couple of each, aren't we?
The fuck?
Whip!
Oreo.
Are we having them first?
What is it with you guys and cheese?
Wait, is that Oreo cheesecake?
Yeah.
God, that sounds delicious.
Sam?
Yeah, he's got those cheesecakes as well.
Don't know what you're going on about, Andy.
You should title this video Cheesecakes.
No.
All the cheese.
Yeah, all the cheese.
All the cheese.
Oh, actually,
One
is
hell
there
of
a
a
Monty
cheesy
Python
session.
reference I can make with that? And now for something completely unrelated. Cheese.
I've already made a Hitchhiker's reference.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to roleplay.
Okay, back to roleplay.
Stop tempting me with cheesecake.
Right, in the glorious town of Bree, I mean Carnath Roadhouse.
Easy
reference.
mistake to make.
I'm going to go snooping around.
Oh,
Snooping around.
do 4 hobbits check in after us? Well, do 4 halflings?
No, I'm not snooping around. I'm nosing around.
Bam, bam. Okay, it's pissing down with rain, and there's a group of travellers battering on this roadhouse gate. 4 little halflings, and the roadhouse keeper goes up to them. Sorry, I meant no offence.
Opens the top slider.
And goes to the bottom one. Okay, so you guys are in your room 14.
I'm not in the room. I'm
He's
snooping
You're
around.
snooping
No,
around.
I'm nosing around.
Okay.
nosing around
nosing
the
around.
Christmas tree. Why am I singing this damn song? It isn't even October yet, which is too bloody early for Christmas.
Shut up. Just carry on.
Anyway, you guys are in. Well, I know you're snooping around.
I'm in bed because that's what all...
It's basically Lucille is doing father things and reading her a bedtime story.
No trouble. Okay.
It's the same one each time, but by the time the night comes, Alice has probably already forgotten the story before, so he just gets away with reading her the same story every night because she falls asleep while reading it. So he's got the excuse that he never finishes it, but he's read the book like 300 times at this point.
Yeah.
Surely you're fed up by now.
Right. So leading
Probably.
up to
We've got to buy children's
to
books.
night time. I'll do your character, Mortis. So whereabouts do you want to snoop around? So where do you want to begin your snooping?
I'll start on the bottom floors
The bottom floors.
and work my way along.
Okay then. So I'll let you point to a location. Are you looking at the stables, the rooms?
Where's
Yes.
the rooms.
The rooms.
The
Okay.
rooms.
So you kind of obviously the rooms are locked per se, unless some of them are unlocked, but that's probably because they're occupied mostly and they haven't been bothered to lock their doors. So I take you're not actually going in, or
No,
are you
I'm going to like look through the windows
look through the windows? Okay.
and look
You're
for
just going to
any.
spider climb on the outside of the building.
Yeah, and looking
Yeah.
through the windows.
I was going to say because
He's being a
there's none on the
peeping Tom.
inside, but there might be some on the outside, so on the
Yeah.
outskirts. Okay, so you're sort of snooping around
Stealthily,
stealthily.
and I rolled a 19 plus 7, 26 for stealth.
Okay then. I'm going to begin with. So which one do you want to begin with? Assume that every room has a
That one.
window. This one.
Oh no, Andy's gone history lecturer mode. The glasses are on the edge of his nose. At least he hasn't done the anime glasses thing.
Or how about the courtroom thing? What do you see by removing the glasses before they talk?
Oh god, if you do that, we know we're screwed in combat.
Okay, you look in there and you notice. Let's have a look. You notice that quietly reading some books, which you kind of guess are books of philosophy. There is a half-orc kind of sat.
Can the half-orc even understand the philosophy?
Can the
Well, this one
half-orc
could.
even read?
He's probably got his own little glasses as well as he's reading.
That's a reference to...
like half-moon sort of glasses.
Okay, that isn't me being racist against half-orcs. That is literally a reference to another character we've had in our group. Lewis.
Okay, so
Next room.
moving
Oh,
on to the
random
next one.
barbarian.
Okay.
Yes, that one. The one that couldn't read.
In this one,
Barbarian.
you notice that
Barbarian.
there is a traveller in there, like a common sort of traveller, and he's basically asleep in his bed, really, sort of asleep. And you notice he's got like a little dog, sort of asleep underneath the bed.
Don't you dare
I'm going to
do
make
anything to the dog.
I'm going to make a mental note of this bedroom.
What kind of dog?
Okay then.
What? Right,
Um,
Andy, the most important question. What kind of dog?
Oh, I'm going to say a little mongrel dog.
Cool.
No.
Because then that's the perfect way to ensure it's safe. Because Rachel will kill you if you kill a corgi.
Who said about killing the corgi?
Corgi.
Well, that depends. It depends if how I can make things interesting. Shall I keep things safe and choose
Oh,
corgi?
actually no.
Or should I just choose a little Mongol dog?
Right, here's the thing.
Yeah?
I've just pictured in my head that this traveller with the dog in his room is the D&D version of John Wick.
Oh my god.
Right.
So if anything happens to that dog...
I'm making a mental note of this room. Next room.
Okay, that room is empty.
Not even being a monk would help Troll.
Next one.
Next one. There are basically 3 soldiers sort of doing various things, maybe playing dice or cards, that kind of thing. And another guard is sleeping. And the other one is like cleaning his swords, that kind of thing. So sort of guards sort of passing the time before they venture off to other places.
Next room.
Next room. There are another 2 more of these sort of soldier types, and they seem to be deep in sort of conversation, sort of talking about random events and that kind of thing. But it's kind of like deep in conversation, almost like their faces are quite close. It's almost like they're trying to share secrets or something.
I'm not gonna bother staying there for long. I'm gonna carry on moving on. I literally want to get just a gist of what everything is here.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get
Okay then.
bird's eye
The
view.
one in this one. This one again is another sort of soldier type, but you can tell he's a bit more decorated than the other one. So you kind of might guess that this one's a commander, and possibly of those particular soldiers.
Right.
So he's kind of got that room all to himself.
Mm-hmm.
And you got 3 more rooms.
Yeah.
To check out. The next room adjacent is empty. The next room after that is another sort of companion that you sort of recognise. And where is it? Oh yes, it's that human guard, Solsdeg the Pole.
What?
He's the one that's 7 feet 5 inches in height. In height?
Don't we have a Vostra with us as well?
Yeah, she's in the room.
Freudian slip, people. Hang on. I do have my information because we had the caravans, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh. I was kind of disappointed.
There we go. Yeah. Because that's it. Yeah. Because Solsdeg the Pole accompanied. Oh my god.
I'm being assaulted by caramel barrels.
I got disappointed by one because I thought it said mint chocolate block,
Anyway.
but it's milk, and I was like, well.
Solsdeg the Pole is accompanying this elf, if you guys remember.
Yeah.
Ed Hellrilland, or the one that was selling exotic wood from the jungle of cult. Freudian slips all around. Okay, where are we? Do you want to take
Actually,
a quick peek into
one
the
thing I
next
kind
one?
of think that's a bit funny, because as of Austria is with Lucille and Alice, it's almost like he's reading a bedtime story to both of them. That's actually quite cute.
Right. Where am I? Oh yes, yeah. This particular room is empty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're going to the ones above?
Yeah, I'm good that way around.
Okay, no problem. Right, well, I'll say that the next 3 rooms here are empty, although you kind of guess that this room here is Longnose's room. You can kind of tell because
Raid it.
because there's some objects that seem a little risque, shall we say, and you kind of attribute that to.
D&D.
You just think, yeah, that's definitely Longnose's.
Make a mental note of that room.
I can't. I'll save that for later.
Yes, I am. That's fine. Okay. Let's have a look. The next room along, there are 3 humans and 1 elf, and they seem to also be deep in conversation. Next room along, or
No, I'm going to hang around here for a bit longer.
okay, then.
I'm going to eavesdrop on this conversation.
Yeah,
It sounds a bit,
Conti.
yeah, kooky. What?
Kooky.
Cookie.
Okay. Please make another stealth roll, please.
11. Hero dice.
Okay.
14.
Heroically.
Right.
Like, you make a little bit of noise, but they think it's probably just like a mouse or something.
Weak.
No,
then.
you just go quack.
As you eavesdrop in the conversation, you can't quite make out completely, but you could hear words such as strong room, tunnel, lizard folk, and bog luck. That dice roll, now they've responded to something. You've made a bit of a noise. They all sort of stand up, and because you made that roll,
Just coo.
so
just coo.
are you going to? How are you going to? How do you interpret the heroic roll?
I'm making a bird noise to cover up any noise I might have made.
It's funny because he is a bird.
Right,
Gentlemen, I'm afraid I have some terrible news. We have been infiltrated by an owl.
get the owl aside.
Well, you said what?
Yeah, I'm going to imitate a bird, another
Right.
bird.
Basically, after that bit of a noise, they feel a bit unnerved.
That just
they're
reminds me
kind
of a scene in
well,
Tales of
they kind of
Syria.
sort of decided to end their
Act
conversation.
like a dove.
And 2 of them sort of get up, straighten themselves, and walk out of the door. Whereas the other 2 sort of fidget with either reading books or, you know.
That's one of the funniest scenes in the game. Oh, I love
And the other one is kind of
I
like
absolutely love
fidgeting
Tales
with
of
a
Syria.
paradise or
I
something.
hope Tales of
So,
Syria is good.
Your stealth roll kind of interrupted, it kind of unnerved them. And it's almost like a reminder that wolves have ears. But they haven't acted on it. You
I
just
will
think,
carry on snooping around, but I
Yeah.
will make a mental note and come back here in a minute.
yep. The next room is obviously
Just
their room.
Lucille sat there looking rather bored, reading the same book with Alice just fast asleep.
Move along. Make a mental note of this one.
Okay.
Like, it would have been like Lucille probably would just be like slowly like drifting off.
The next room is empty, and the other room is empty. But that room's empty as well. But this room,
There's a black dragon.
there's an elderly couple in there. There's an elderly couple, and they're fast asleep in the beds.
Troll, no!
How long do they have left?
Fuck's sake.
Well, you kind of guess that the elderly lady has maybe 5 years of life left, whereas the elderly man has 2 years.
Okay.
Make a mental note of that room.
Can't come back again in 2 years.
I'm I'm gonna stay around here for a little bit, and I'm gonna have a little scan around to see if I can see a cat. If you want me to do a perception check.
Yeah, you can do. You can do.
Oh no.
Troll.
Okay.
Eat a Snickers. You tend to murder cats when you're hungry.
Better?
Actually, no. I kind of imagine that if they have like a Snickers variant in D&D, like just Lucille just throws one at him and she said, "Eat your."
Better?
Nah.
Oh, okay. May I have a Snickers, please? Because I need to feel better. Thank you.
Yes, I have a tub of celebrations.
Because if I start rolling high dice, that's time to give me a Snickers.
Right.
Yeah.
Better, and I'm rolling low. Better.
I'm gonna go back to the room with the
Cultists.
that I heard the conversation in.
Yep. That will
And
be...
I'm just gonna stay.
that
I'm just gonna stay there and observe for a bit longer.
Yeah, sure.
Oh God! I just realised that's the room next to where Lucille is.
Okay then. I'll say that night time is deep into the night now.
Yep.
So you still...
Yeah, I'm not moving. I'm not blinking. I'm not.
Okay then. Well, you notice that apart from a few idle conversations, they're mostly quiet in there.
They're talking
So-
about who used up all this, who used the soap.
Okay. So you're keeping her here out. Alice is snoozed up asleep.
Alice is asleep.
What's Alice dreaming about? Is she dreaming? Squirrels. Dreaming of squirrels.
Lucille is just realised he didn't plan to really do anything tonight, so he's just like sat by the window, just looking out at the moon.
Hello, it is I, the moon. I'm the moon.
He just rubs his eyes. What did I have to drink?
The fuck is going on with that moon?
What the fuck is going on with that moon?
And right, so
What sort of vustry are you doing?
Oh, I always forget about the non-player characters, don't
Yeah.
I always have this habit.
You
Yeah.
forgot about her as well.
No, I didn't.
I'm very glad you mentioned, because I have this habit as DM where I tend to forget the non-player characters that accompany the players.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Ovustria, I'm assuming she's pretty much joining you guys in the same sort of room anyway. So she's sort of like polishing her new plate armor, and maybe doing a few practices. You've never seen anyone this enthusiastic to be a fighter. Do you know what I mean?
Actually, no, Lucille has. The last time you looked in the mirror.
Yeah.
And you're a paladin.
I am going to train her to be a paladin, you know. She might end up multi-classing.
Well,
Yeah,
Ovustria
no.
during the night, she has very little sleep. But she's kind of taken to going outside for a bit of fresh air, embracing the cool night air and that kind of thing. So,
Because we're in the countryside where she pretty much feels at home.
yeah. So she's, sort of like excited to feel that she's travelled so far. She's never travelled so far before. And, and how everything just feels different the further north she goes up. And, so she might end up like talking to some of the stable hands and that the other, so she's kind of like socialising within whoever she can talk to, and then coming back
Actually,
later
you know
for
what?
a few hours sleep.
Rachel's probably going to get this reference. How she talk, like, I'm envisioning a voice for her in my head.
Yeah,
Nephany from Fire Emblem.
I.
Basically, she has a very thick country accent. But it's adorable because she doesn't like it. And she tries to speak more, like, proper.
like Dempshire.
Kinda.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Actually, I'll do that during the break.
Well, I'm going to keep listening to that room.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep another sort of watch on her as she moves around the thing.
Okay then. What else happens during the night? And this is before Orvastria sort of makes her way back inside the room. Is that the gates open and
Bandit raid.
Basically, because obviously your character's outside, you might be able to sort of poke your head over the roof to see who's entered or something. There is a. Let me just get this part right. Bear with me for 2 quick seconds. Yes, there's like a hooded figure riding Black Horse, kind of. You know, don't worry, it's not the Nazgul.
I was about to say,
the Nazgul.
we just made that reference.
But it obviously it's not a Black Rider or anything like that. This is an elf. And he sort of rides quite hastily. And instead of actually approaching the stables, he kind of dismounts his horse and ties it to one of the nearby sort of poles.
Mm.
And he sort of makes his way sort of almost grumpy. And the roadhouse keeper sort of approaches him and says, "Hi, can I help you?" And he just blanks him. Walks off and he says, "Have the mercenaries arrived in here?" And he said,
Okay,
well, sure, yeah, they're in those rooms. And he says, right.
I would say at this point, Lucia has left the room just to get some night air.
Yeah.
And he's just like leaning over the balcony sort of thing.
Okay then.
So seeing this elf come in, well, hooded figure.
Yeah.
Just kind of like,
So I take it that maybe because your room is here.
Yeah.
And actually
Literally just leaning on the balcony.
Because
That's
yeah,
the
then,
top,
fine,
top floor, isn't it?
That's the one, yeah. So kind of over here, looking out. So he kind of dismounts, ties his horse elsewhere, and he's sort of making his way sort of grumpily up there. And you notice that the roadkeeper kind of points to this room here.
Mm.
And he knocks on the door.
Lucille, he's going to make it look like he's not paying attention, but he is.
I'm gonna move over there in the shadows stealthily.
Okay.
Try and find out what more I can see.
If
If you want me to roll,
yes, you can.
stealth.
1.
That is actually 14.
Make it an advantage.
Oh.
Yeah, because
He's a bit
14.
that's
preoccupied.
14. Okay. So I need to.
And then Orvastria shouts,
quickly.
"Hey, Lucille, what are you looking at?"
Okay then. So whereabouts are you? Were you crawling around?
So our room's there, and
Yeah.
that's the room that he's going to.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to be like about here,
Yeah.
sort
He's
of
going to be underneath the balcony.
like there's a roof, isn't there, that comes over, isn't there? So I'm going to be right up in the eaves of the roof,
Okay.
going
Then.
across the top towards this room here.
Okay
But
then.
I'm going to be right outside, so like right above them,
Rightio.
like the spider climbing upside down.
Yeah, sure. You made maybe a pinch bit of a noise. That might have knocked a few sort of moss and debris from the roofing areas, and he's just.
but he just makes an owl noise
He
again.
kind of just sort of lands on his shoulder, and he's kind of like brushing it away,
That's a pigeon.
and but he's not paying attention to it
Yeah.
because he thinks the fact that you bashed
The door.
kind of caused it,
Okay.
and he's like. He says, "For goodness sake, just open the door," and he sort of notices you there. By that, because obviously he kind of notices, but not notices. If that makes sense.
Yeah, like Lucille isn't like directly looking at him.
Yeah.
He's making it look like he's just looking up at the night sky, but due to the low light, like his eyes are actually looking at him.
Yeah. On close inspection, now that he's close, he's not. He's more of a half elf than an elf. So from a distance, you can see his elven features are more stronger, but close up, you can see not quite so.
He's a fucking half-breed.
And you notice that he's obviously got like a dark cloak on, and you also notice quite prominently, and he's got like 2 large bags hanging from his belt, and he's bashing again. Oh, for goodness sake, wake up, you lot! And then you hear this noise inside. Someone, one of the members sort of opened the door, shouted and said, "Do you mind? Keep the noise down." And you notice that the half-elf draws a dagger in his direction, forcing him to go back into the room.
Yeah, Lucille's going to actually say something here.
Yeah?
I would quite appreciate you keep the noise down. I have a daughter sleeping in the room behind me, and I do not want to read her that bloody book again.
Right. You see the half-elf very slowly putting the knife back into his dagger. He kind of bows and says, "My deepest apologies, my good sir."
I kind of think it's like he realised, he looks at Lucille.
Yeah?
Lucille hasn't taken off any of his weapons yet. So he's got a great sword, a halberd, and what appears to be a rapier on his belt. And he just looks and he's like, "I've only got a dagger. Okay, I'll back down for this."
You can kind of see from the look, the fact that he looks at you that way, it's almost like you can tell, sheesh, I dare not even point a needle in your direction.
Alice is snoring very loudly at this point.
He kind of says, "My apologies,"
Oh, where did that go?
and he sort of bows to you. And then suddenly the door opens, and it's one of the soldiers who's not wearing their full armour, they're for comfort and everything, because obviously just woken up. And they're like, oh my gosh, we forgot. And he said, "Well, keep it down, get inside. Bone to pick with you guys."
Lucille's going to raise an eyebrow up there.
The door is closed and locked.
Lucille's going to start, just slowly and quietly just inching his way over to the door.
Okay then.
Just, every few seconds, he moves, a little bit.
Yeah.
And then again. Until he's kind of closer to the door.
I'm gonna scuttle down from the roof and sort of peer in and listen to you by the window.
Okay then. Alice is still snoozy popping. Yeah, well, Vastria is kind of like, she's sort of poking her head out of the door. She's saying, "What's all this fuss about?"
Alice is snoring unnecessarily loudly for a small child.
Yes.
She's not speaking. She's kind of like hushing, sort of. What's going on?
Actually, he's gonna say this in Thieves' Cant.
Yeah.
Even though he hasn't got a level in Rogue, he would still know a bit of Thieves' Cant.
Okay.
And he's just like, a dove has entered the orchard. And she's not going to understand what he's talking about.
Yeah, her face is like, She says, "Okay." And then she goes back inside and closes the door. Probably thinking that you're drunk.
Well, actually, she hasn't seen him drink anything. But no, when he says that, the dove has entered the orchard, he's gesturing at the door he's now close to. He's like...
Oh, her eyes are now widened. She says, "Shall I get my weapons?"
Might be best.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even know if that...
As you see, like an excited teenager, like...
You probably see me at this point lurching over the window.
Yeah. That's why he's not worried about inching closer to the door, because he knows I've got Mortis there.
Yeah, Ovastria, she's kind of... she's not getting closer, but she's kind of got her longbow out, so she's in the hope that you might need
Range support.
But she's got short swords on either side. If needed, so... Okay, so So what are you guys going to do? So what are you guys?
I'm listening in at the window.
Okay, so you're listening in.
How loud is it out here at the moment? Because you said it's like the dead of night.
Yeah, it's mostly quiet. It's maybe a few crickets chirping or something like that.
Thank God they're not cicadas. Like, do I hear any noises coming from the room?
You hear like a mixture of like obviously speaking, and there's a mixture of like pissed off talking and that kind of thing. You can see like
anything you can make out.
Okay, so you guys sort of listen in.
Yeah.
I tell you, are you close to the door?
He's moved fairly close to the door, but not close enough where it would... Like, any noise that he does make could just be interpreted as him just walking down the stairs.
Yeah.
He's being smart about this. He's not, like, pressed up against the door.
I am up against the window. And I am peering in as well, so I can hear and see in.
Right. Okay, so you guys can't make out the conversation completely, but what you can make out from the words that are coming out, there's a mixture of... it kind of goes through different stages. First of all, you hear that the half-elf is kind of saying things like, for God's sake, keep it down, there's a paladin outside, and, you know, just like... obviously referring to you, thinking, don't stir this shit up.
Does the elf know I am a paladin, or is it the soldiers that are saying that?
Well,
because they know he's a paladin.
Well, the half-elf could sort of hazard a guess that you're a paladin because of, you know...
Gleaming armour.
Broad shoulders.
Broad shoulders, armour, looks like a walking armoury.
And, but apart from that, sort of like the half-elf trying to say, like, he said that, look, he said that, look, half of the contraband hasn't made it here yet. And...
eyebrow perks up.
Yeah. It says that, and you make out things like cult, dragon. You also make out words... You also made out Castle Neata.
Okay.
Castle Neata. Within the swamps. Lizard men. And...
So he's heard cult. Has he heard dragons?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Lucille, drawing his... hand on the greatsword.
I just feel like being a dick at that point.
What?
No, better not. That's too silly. I just realised it was stupid, so carry on.
Say it.
I don't know. Like, everyone's getting ready to launch a surprise attack, and then suddenly out of the ocean, the chef bursts in and starts doing opera singing in the middle of the night. I don't know, that thought just came to my mind, and I realised that was too bloody
stupid. That is too silly. Even for
if it was a comedy game, I would do it.
Yes.
But it ain't. Anyway, carry on.
Okay, so Lucille's going to inch a little closer to the door, but keeping very close to the railing and the stairs.
Yeah.
So if they do come out, it to them looks like he's just going downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Again, he's being smart about this. He's going to listen in a little bit more to see if he can hear anything else that could be incriminating. Because he's going to get ready to FBI open up.
How about your character?
Still listening.
Still listening in?
And looking in.
Right, so what you guys kind of hear...
Alice is still listening.
Here furthermore, you hear the sound of 2 bags being put on the floor. Clink, clink.
Do I see this?
You do see this. And he opens it.
Money,
and he says that, look, this is the rest of the treasures. This is the other half of the treasures. I know it's not a great amount.
Oh yeah, because we intercepted one.
But we went through a lot of trouble to get these particular items. And he shows like items of jewellery, and there's like lots of coins. You've seen there's a lot of gold coins in there.
Well,
It's also like, and he's like picking out gems, and you can see like the soldiers are like, ooh, you know, shiny, 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 and then the half elf says, hands off, that belongs to the dragon.
Okay, as soon as he hears that, kicks in the door, shouting, "What's the Paladin equivalent of the FBI? FBI! FBI, open up!"
Federal Paladin
Inquisition.
The
Federal Paladin Inquisition kicks in the door.
Okay then.
It could have been the PBI. The Paladin Bureau of Investigation.
Actually, that works better. PBI, open up!
Okay. Because this
With
is
the Waterdeep
loud,
99.
obviously, this is going to wake some people up. I'm also going to say it's going to wake her up if she wants to join in the combat.
Alice is quite a deep sleeper.
You're going to
so I
sleep through
don't
that. That's
know.
fine.
Unless thingy wakes you up.
Well, it's Lucille shouting, BPI, open up. Wait, isn't BPI health insurance?
PBI.
Oh, PBI. PBI, open up. As they say, you kicked in the door, it's already open.
Okay.
PBI, freeze!
Okay, so roll for initiative.
Yay.
Obviously, you guys get surprise round.
Alice, sleepy,
Oh!
sleepy.
Surprise, surprise! Where is Ada?
10.
50.
I'm going to roll for Orbustria's
22.
first of all. Ah,
Andy, let me roll for her, because remember, I control her in combat.
fair enough.
I got 15.
Yeah, I heard you.
Ah! I had to open my bloody mouth.
Let's go with my first roll.
Yeah,
shall
let's go
we?
with yours.
Yeah, go with
It's
my-
one
you join-
higher.
total of 4 for Orbustria.
It's one higher.
Alice is asleep.
Alice is asleep. So it looks like it's just us three.
Let me just sort out some profiles.
Although I'm not
Mortis is
actually
enough for this.
as though I'm not actually in the room yet.
You're blocking off their escape.
What, the window?
Ooh, pardon me, I do apologise.
So I come in through the window.
That'll do.
Batman! Do a Batman!
Okay, the soldiers have 19.
They go before me.
And the half elf, he has 15.
He'll go after me.
Okay, so do your surprise round.
How many soldiers are in there?
There are 4 and 1 half elf.
I'm actually going to go for the half elf first.
Oh, hang on.
Okay.
Did we get a surprise round? So I will act on the surprise as well then.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
That's why I said Batman through the window.
Batman through the window.
Okay, so I'm actually going to attack the half elf with my great sword.
Sexy.
I'm sure it's that great.
Ooh, that is 24 to hit.
That is a hit.
Eight damage on the first attack.
Okie dokie. 8 damage.
Do I go for the non-lethal smite? Does an 11 hit?
Missed.
Actually, hold on. I forget I actually do have these now. Does a 12 hit?
No, but how do you want to use it heroically?
I'm going to say, because as I caught him so unawares,
Yeah.
I just kicking in the door, shouting, PBI, open up, and hit him with the broadside of my greatsword. I've kind of knocked him through a loop. Like, I'm going to stagger him for his next turn, pretty much. Like,
Yeah. What I'm going to say is, as a result of that, he's going to fumble even getting his scimitar out. He's going to fumble. So, so he'll still
he has
get
a
his...
scimitar.
He'll still get his...
should have used a gun.
So what I'm going to say is, he'll use his
try and
multi-attack, but he only uses one.
On the other side.
Do I go for the guards?
Yeah. So what I'm going to say is, though...
I'll
as
just
a
say block
result,
off their exit.
because the character's got multi-attack, he'll only do one attack on his
Okay.
sort of thing. So that represents him sort of fumbling with his scimitar at the shock of you bursting through.
Somebody once told me the Paladin's gonna roll me.
So, on my surprise round,
Yeah. So.
I'm going to come in through the door,
Yeah.
flying, but I'm going to like sweep my wings back as I go through the door.
I'm Batman.
And then literally, I'm literally like charging into one of the guards,
Okay.
scything out,
Just stone strike them all.
scything out.
Okie dokie.
.22 to hit,
That is a hit.
and that is 14 damage.
Okay. Yeah.
Second attack on the same guard,
We take the elf alive, by the way.
20 to hit.
That is a hit.
That is 12 damage.
Oh, I was
Well,
tempted
you're
to do
knackering
something
him.
as an incidental.
Bonus action. That's a 19 to hit.
That is a hit.
And that's another 6 damage.
How do you want to slay him?
Claw to the face.
Kano.
Or, no, I've actually just, as I've come in, I've swooped down, hit him with my scythe,
Yeah.
and I've actually embedded my feet into his chest, and I'm going along the floor on his chest.
Okay.
Oh, surfing in on him.
Yeah. surfing on the guard. And then with my rest of my movement, because I don't provoke attack of opportunity on that attack,
No.
I'm going to fly back and stand in the doorway.
In the window.
Okay.
In the
then.
doorway.
I'm in the doorway.
Oh, in the window way. In the window, yeah. So I'm blocking the window exit.
So you're at the window. You're at the doorway.
Yes.
Okie dokie.
And then they move the bed and there's a trap door.
Okay.
And that's
so
back to normal initiative now, isn't
normal
it?
initiative. So who is
Hello.
first?
Wait, well, Vastra didn't have a turn.
No, oh, yes, she gets a surprise.
She's going to try and sneak an arrow. It'll be disadvantage. She's going to take care not to hit you.
Oh, do not roll a one.
Don't forget she's got heroic points, so if she does miss, then she'll... Right. Well, that's true. I got her... Because she's got 2 heroic points, initially, so... Her longbow... That's the disadvantage is this one. And she does hit.
Woo!
Lucille.
I'm going to hit... She's going to hit... this is piercing... Because it is plus stacks, isn't it? Plus
Yes.
stacks? Yeah. So she's caused 8. So, as you're standing by the door, you notice that there's an arrow sort of flying over your shoulder and hits the next guy in front.
So what, one of the guards? Or
Yeah,
the
so he's got like an arrow
mercenaries?
sticking out. And sort of thinking...
I just know if the innkeeper comes up, she's like, what's all this racket? Paladin business.
Yeah, that's what she's going to do for the first time.
My turn.
Yep.
So it's back to the top again now.
I'm going to whack him again with the great sword. Does a 17 hit?
Is this half-elf guy?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, it does hit.
You know what? I'm also going to do something else with this attack.
Ooh. That's good
So
value.
roll those. So that's 4, 8 slashing plus 6 radiant.
So 8, that's 14 in
Yep.
total, yeah?
Oh, wait. Second attack. Oh yeah, I need to... What's my pencil gone? I forgot to write
What did
down...
you get to hit, Sam?
I'm just writing something down first. Screw it. Actually, no, that's only in 9.
9, that's a miss.
Yeah, because I think I'd have to roll a 6 to hit him.
Who's next, Rachel?
It's the soldiers.
It's the mercenaries.
Mercenaries. Okay, so let's view the situation. So obviously, it's a division between you guys. So we got you on the window, yes?
The frail old man
Yeah.
with the stick.
And
And the
you
big
at the door.
fuck off bringer.
And don't forget, I've just flown in and killed one and jumped back into the front of the window.
Yeah.
So basically, you're both equal threats because they just seen their guy being dragged, surface style by you, and then there's obviously the Paladin.
Yeah.
So the third guy, because there's 3 left, I'm going to determine who the one that's been hit by the arrow is going for. So 1 to 3, 4 to 6. He's going to go for. So you've got 2 guards basically going for you, and the other one's going for Lucien.
So you got 2 on you, I got 2 on me.
Well, 1 and 2.
I've got
Yeah,
the
he's
boss
got
on
the elf on him as well, though.
Yeah.
Well, it's more I'm on the elf right now.
The elf's got no choice but to face you because you're the one pummeling.
Because I've just smacked him twice and smited him.
Right, I'm going to do the ones going for you.
Taste this paladin smite.
They're swinging their swords. So the first one, that looks like a miss. So it's 13
Miss.
and an 18.
Miss.
Okay, so they're all like, charge! And they end up hitting the sides of the window, or you actually...
Well, they hit and I dodge, yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to dart at you. And the one against you, and swinging a sword. And I take it that's a miss as well.
What did you roll?
I rolled a total of 14.
No.
Damn, paladins. Damn. Okay then. And who's next on the...
Me.
Rightio.
I'm gonna punch the first guy with my actual normal fist.
Okay.
Does a 26 hit?
Yes, of course.
No. What?
11 damage? And can I have a con check?
Is this the one with the arrow stuck in him, or do you want to go for the other guy?
The other one, the fresh one.
The fresh one. Okay.
So it's 11 damage.
I'm just going to make a note
And
of
can
that.
I have a con check?
Yeah, sure. Okay. 8.
He's now stunned.
He's stunned. Zonked.
Make a second attack on the one with the arrow in him.
Okay then. The one who's got the point.
You got the point of this encounter.
What did you get?
17.
That is a hit.
That is a hit.
6 damage.
6. That's on the other guy.
And can I have a con check from him?
Yeah. He's a fail.
So they're both stunned.
Dunk dunk.
My bonus action, I'm going to attack the one.
bonus.
I'm going to attack the one with the arrow in him.
Yeah, sure.
So because he's stunned, I get advantage on him.
Yep. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. Pardon me.
12 or 12. Let's go for the 12. So 19 to hit.
Oh, how do you want to slay him? Oh,
That's 19
that's a
to hit.
Yeah, sorry. That is a hit.
19 damage.
10 damage.
Oh, well, 10 damage.
Yeah.
He's still standing.
Oh bugger it! Let's use a key point.
He loves his key points.
Order.
Make my fury of blows on him as well.
Saucy. Oh, damn, wrong game.
17 or 17. 28 to hit.
That is a hit.
Doing 9 damage.
How do you want to kill him?
Oh, as I punch him this time, I push the arrow in even further.
You push it in even further
Maybe with your
beyond.
finger.
Class
Like
up
that.
try.
I punch him so hard, the arrow flies out the back of him into the wall behind him.
Oh, smash!
Completely nailed.
Yeah, and the other one on me is stunned anyway, so he's not going to act this turn either.
He's got the birdies flying around his head.
Okay.
It is the
next
boss.
person.
Well,
It is a boss, and he can't use his
it's the health.
It's the half elf.
The other elf.
Remember, he can't use his multi-attack this turn.
Obviously, he's struggling to get his
It's like,
sword
fuck
out.
it,
so
why
he's
does this have
still
to be
getting attacked.
curved?
Let's see what he can do. Buckaroo, more like. Anyway. He swings his sword at the Paladin. 16.
No. How I imagine this is if, like, he swings it in and it just clink on the armour.
Just like a slight sheep.
Lucille looks at the sword stopped on his armour and just looks back at him with this look of, now don't you feel stupid?
Next is
Austria.
Avastria. She's gonna
Move to another location and fire an arrow. Pew!
Let's
Pew,
go
pew,
for it.
pew, pew,
Are you
pew.
still standing in the way of the door? Or have you just moved in, or...?
I'm in the room, but I'm stopping them from leaving through the door.
Okay then.
So there's enough space around me to fend an arrow through.
That's okay, that's cool. So, she's going to let loose an arrow. She's going to fire it at the guard that's close to you. So, it's 12, but she's going to use her heroic point. Which, unfortunately, doesn't make it, but what I will say is she let loose an arrow.
And it like pings off his helmet.
And so what it does do is that, we can say it pings off his helmet,
And just
then suddenly the guard's
him for a sec.
attention is like immediately drawn to Avastria. And so basically that means when you attack him, you gain advantage. If you choose to attack the guard next turn. Because he's suddenly distracted by whoever was behind you. And so,
My
who's
turn.
next?
My turn.
Yeah.
I'm going to make an attack against the half-elf.
Okay.
19.
That's a hit.
For 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 slashing.
Okay.
And I'm going to inflict a bit of radiant damage as well. An extra 10 radiant.
Yeah.
And... because if the guard's attention is on Vastri, he's probably going to try moving past me to get to her, so I'll get an attack of opportunity against him anyway.
Well, why don't you attack him anyway? You get an advantage on him this time.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do.
Yeah, get advantage on him. If you damage him...
18.
That's a hit.
14 slashing.
Okay. Who's next?
The mercenaries.
Right, one's stunned.
One's dead, and the other's attention is on the farm girl outside.
Okay, so basically his speed becomes 0, can't gain bonus from his speed, so attack rolls against character advantage. Actually, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong bloody thing, aren't I? Yeah, sorry. Because there's all these prone, restrained, unconscious, petrified, you know, they all sound similar, don't they? Yeah. Knocked out, that kind of thing. Stunned creatures incapacitated, can't move, speak or drink. How long does that stun last for?
It's until the end of his turn.
End of my next turn.
Okay.
When they can just go and reapply it.
We probably won't be alive by then.
No.
Incapacitated, can't take actions or reactions. So he's basically zonked out, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't do anything. That's fine.
Yeah.
So it's down to the one that's attacking you.
But his attention was taken by Olvostria.
Mm-hmm. But since you hit him...
Okay.
And, well... yeah, he's going to try and take a swipe at you.
Okay.
That looks bad. So that's 13.
No.
Missy. So who's next?
Me.
Yes.
Please.
Monk.
Scythe on the stunned one, so advantage.
Mm-hmm.
17.
That's a hit.
This is with Scything. 13 damage.
Yeah.
Second attack. Critical.
Oh.
Ooh.
Look at that face.
23 damage.
He's dead!
How do you wanna... Go on, explain.
How do you want to
wanna
remove his free trial of
slaughter?
life?
I've just cut his face off, like here,
Wow.
straight off.
Like a mask.
Yeah.
His face. Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
God damn, I love Nick Cage.
And then I'm going to move around to the back behind the guard that's attacking him.
Yeah.
And with my bonus action, I'm going to attack him. Yeah, that's a miss. I rolled a 2. I'm going to use my flurry of blows
A
though.
player character missed?
Flurry of blows.
Wait, but Andy's not a player.
11,
Hang on.
17,
You had all that cheese. What's wrong with you?
18 damage.
18 damage?
18 to hit, sorry.
That's what I was thinking.
18
That's
to
a
hit.
hit.
You're not a paladin.
18 to hit, sorry.
That is a hit. Make your roll,
Oh God.
bitches.
That's 11 11 bludgeoning damage.
Right.
And with Hand of Harm,
How many bloody attacks has he got?
He's a monk.
I get it.
He gets 9
Doing
by this level.
8 necrotic damage.
How do you want to kill him?
Oh, I've just like the you know
The 1-inch punch.
you know how some they strike it and then they sort of blow out candles, but I've done that and stopped the heart.
It's not the last of the.
Yeah, that's the last of the
Yeah.
guards.
It's then the half
It's
elf.
the half elf.
The
He's
half
on his own now.
He's like, "Fuck, I'm regretting these life choices.
Right. The half elf is going to try and rush past you.
Attack of opportunity from me and him.
Because I'm stood right next to him, aren't I?
Make your rolls.
What about Austria?
Of Austria's outside the room.
23.
That's a hit.
So I got 23 as well.
Well, you both hit.
I do 12 damage to him.
Okay.
You can't use the divine thing on that.
That's stupid.
So it's a reaction, isn't it?
12 slashing.
Okay, he's down to 0. How
Hang
do you
on.
know?
Non-lethally.
Sam, we both got the same roll number to hit and both
Okay.
the same damage.
So it's basically, as he tried running past, Troll, like, kidney punched him and I just battered him
I
in the
did a
face.
scythe.
Uh,
So I probably tripped him up and you probably hit him as he went down.
Donk. Bonk.
Right, obviously this fighting has attracted
Attention.
attention. And
I'm as people come up, I'm taking out the rope and tying him up. And also checking his mouth for a suicide pill.
okay, there is no pill.
Good.
Right.
Alice is still asleep.
The roadhouse keeper, obviously in his
Nighty.
nighty gown, little night hat, holding a candle, looking like Mr. Scrooge. so shouts out, "What's going on? What's all this fighting about? I'll have no
Paladin
fighting in
business.
my roadhouse."
Right.
PBI.
Lucille just pulls out a pair of sunglasses, flicks them open. They're aviators.
Sunglasses?
Shut up.
Really? In D&D?
D&D.
Flicks them out, puts them on.
Sam, there's no such thing as sunglasses. And
Paladin business.
Yeah!
is that just his reading glasses then?
You know those pixelated shades? They just appear on his face.
Yeah. Paladin business. Sheaths the greatsword.
Paladin business. Go back to bed.
Yeah, Paladin business, go back to bed.
Well, you better not cause any damage into my rooms.
There's a bit of blood on the floor. Because of...
Okay, as he says this, a gold piece flies out the door and lands in front of him to pay for the damages. It just ping flies out the door.
Okay. He bends down to pick it up. A slight grin on his face, sort of bit of a nod, says, "That'll do." And he kind of walks out and says, "Nighty night," and makes his way back to his own
You
room.
just bribe him.
No, I just gave him a gold to pay for the damage at the door.
The funny thing
Oh,
is,
yeah, 'cause I
he
kicked
actually
the
hasn't
door off
seen
the
what
hinges.
kind of damage is in there.
No.
He
Because
just
to him,
assumed a little bit of blood.
to him, he thinks the door's open. It's open,
It's probably off
but
his
it's
hinges.
also not on anymore. Knock knock. Who's that?
The
The door!
Please, can each of you... this will be at a disadvantage.
Uh-oh.
Perception checks, please.
Ooh. Perception.
And I'll make one for Bustry as well.
That disadvantage, didn't it?
Oh.
Don't worry, she's not noticed anything.
Andy, have a look at my dice tray.
17 and 20. You know what mine was?
What?
16 and 19. So I've got 20, 23.
18.
Okay. You kind of noticed that while all this bickering was going on, because most people were distracted by the combat and things like that, you kind of notice that because most of the people, once they found out what the hell was going on, they just quickly retreated back inside. But you
As soon
notice
as it
that the one,
Paladin business.
but you notice that someone is peeping through the crack of their door in your direction. And whereas everyone else, you can just clearly got back inside thinking we don't be involved.
As
in
I've
this.
tied him up.
Which room was it?
Wait, who noticed this?
It was
Andy, quick question. Which one of us noticed this?
it was him.
Okay.
That noticed and everything. You notice it came from this.
And who was in that one? Was it the man with the dog?
No,
Back
it
in
was
attack.
the half orc.
The half orc, eh?
Yeah,
Wait, that was a half orc? Oh.
Yeah, it's the one reading the book.
I was reading the
reading the book. Yeah, the cultured one,
philosophy.
the philosopher. You're right, Rachel.
So he's watching what's happening.
Yeah, that's what you notice. You notice that there's a slight... He's only opened it very, very slightly, but you can see the eyes sort of
You're going to turn
looking
around
in your
and
direction.
meet his eyes.
Actually, tell a lie, because you guys are up one, he's down one. So the closest would be that maybe his head just sort of pokes out. Because his is down to the ground floor,
Yeah.
I just noticed. So you just saw a half-orc sort of looking
Peering
in that
out.
direction. Maybe even underneath that staircase. You know, like stairs, you get these
Seeing
hollow
through
ones.
through the stairs.
You can see that. Yeah, that'd be much better. He's trying to hide. He's sort of looking without anyone noticing he's looking. And so of all the other residents within
Can you
the...
not turn your head? Can you not turn your head 360 degrees?
I probably could. So I've seen him through the slats of the stairs.
Yeah.
Alistair's losing?
The guy
Yeah.
he's tied up. He's with you. Yeah, he's
Yep.
taken care of. I'm gonna
She's a very deep sleeper.
fly out of the door
Yeah?
and then fly out and then down to where the orc is.
Like a bat out of hell.
Yeah, so literally out of the void and straight back in.
Like a bat out of hell.
So, describe again for me, please.
So I'm up here. I
Yeah.
fly out of the door,
Yeah?
straight down, and then straight down to where he is down there, and land right by him.
So right before him.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens is, what you notice as you fly over there, as you fly towards him, you notice that as you land, he sort of turns and notices you, sort of almost startled. He doesn't say anything, but he sort of adjusts himself
He'd be like, hello there.
and makes his way back to the room. And, you know, almost like nodding in your direction.
I want to follow him.
Okay, as he approaches the door, he sort of, as he's closing it, he sort of notices you're following. And he just closes it
I
quickly.
want to try and slip in before he closes it.
You want to slip in?
Yeah.
Okay,
Do you
please
need
make
the
a...
battering ram?
No.
Okay, for that, I would say athletics, I would say.
I'd say dexterity.
Dexter. Well, because
To
he's...
slip in with
Wouldn't
enough
it be?
speed.
Wouldn't it be acrobatics?
I mean, dexterity's more... Yeah,
Or
either one,
acrobatics
either
or,
one.
or dexterity.
Dexterity's more sort of hand-based.
So acrobatics.
I'd say either athletics if you try to speed in, or acrobatics if you try to do something stunt-related.
Acrobatics then.
Okay, then.
23.
Okay, so describe how your character managed to slip in just before he's...
Just sort of like a.
Okay.
A slide.
Whoosh!
Like a slide.
The half-orc is clearly annoyed and saying, "What do you want? Do you mind? I need to get some sleep."
Why were you watching us? Why were you intrigued in what was happening?
Well, why was everybody else watching?
Everyone else went back
Because
in.
a paladin
Everyone,
kicked in the door.
everyone went back to their own business. You carried on watching.
He says, well, maybe I'm more curious than everyone else. He says, like, returning to his bed, plumping up his pillow and putting his hands behind his head. And he says, what's it to you if I look?
I'm intrigued.
Well, in that
So
case,
I'm-
you and I are a pair of intriguers.
Wouldn't it be intrigues?
So I was
Possibly.
I was wondering. Is it of any interest to you of what happened up there then?
Well, maybe it's my half-orc nature, one might say. Says, like, any sounds of combat always catches my interest. And is it of your interest if you have, shall we say, spectators to your fighting? Who are you fighting up there anyway?
Some people that didn't agree with certain ideals and are siding with a
Problematic.
problematic being.
The half-orc sort of scoffs. Sounds like it's something that's none of my business. Says, and I hope you don't mind. I wish to continue my reading.
Who am I? Who am I? No, I'm just. Who am I talking to?
Who am I conversing
He
with?
sort of looks at you and says, "Why are you so interested in me for?"
I wish to know who I'm conversing with. Is it not friendly for one another to exchange titles?
I see. Very well, he says, putting his book down. Well, if you tell me your name, I'll tell you mine. Deal?
I am Mortis. Mortis the Damned.
He laughs. Yes, very good, very good. I can see by your cloak and your little scythe, that's rather cute, if I say. My name is Bogluck.
Bogluck.
Bogluck. And he sort of gives a little salute. Pleased to meet you, Mortis.
Are you familiar with the surrounding area, Bogluck?
A little. I'm only here temporary, for I made my way up to Neverwinter.
Not Neverwinter.
Is there any way that I may be of service to you? Is there anything you wish to ask me?
He sort of looks confused. He says, well, Why are you offering to become some kind of servant all of a sudden?
I'm not offering to be a servant. Maybe there might be a beneficial or mutual thing that we're both after.
He kind of puts his book down and he sort of leans forward and he says, "Care to explain what you mean by that, Mortis?"
May I ask what you are interested in or what you're reading about?
Oh, he says, "Well, are you familiar?"
No, I'm
And
not.
he kind of mentions of a philosopher's name, almost like the equivalent of like an Immanuel Kant or something like that, or Friedrich Nietzsche of the D&D world.
I will try and go through my archival knowledge of my history.
Yeah.
Because don't forget, I was alive 3,000 years ago. So I might have known what transpired back then or something, you know. Sam?
That is indeed a 20.
23.
Yeah. So much so that you in certain philosophers' names that Bogluck happened to mention, you were kind of there when they passed away.
You were
Kinda
there
helped
when they
them
were
onto
children.
the other side or whatever afterlife that they'll end up in.
I will probably have a conversation with him about the said people or the said philosopher.
Well, you
Oh,
pretty
I knew
much
him when
captured
he
his
was
interest.
alive.
He's suddenly sort of asking you questions about philosophy and everything like that.
I'll have a conversation with him, get his trust a bit more and see what he's up to, really up to, you know, just have
Yeah, sure.
you know.
And by that, make a charisma with an advantage.
Fuck. Charisma's not my strong point. $21.
That's very good. That's still very, very good. You managed to appeal to his intellectual nature, as intellectual as a half-orc. You've never seen a half-orc this intellectual, you know, you've never seen one as cultured and into philosophy and intellectual conversation as this one.
Learned.
Very learned.
And so while this is going on,
Mm-hmm.
let's just say you've earned his trust. You know, it's almost like he's gained a new friend.
Carry on back to Lacey then.
So then,
I'm just waiting for him to wake up. I
Alice
tied him
he
up.
wakes up.
blissfully aware of everything.
Oh, my head. Well, what time is it? What place of man?
Stop talking about the dragon cult.
Yeah. Lucille just picks him up by his hair.
Oh, I just had it shampooed this morning.
Right. You are going to start talking about the dragon cult, or I make happy with the razor.
Okay, the half-elf spits in your face.
Cool. Gets out a razor. Shaves off the hair that he's holding onto, causing him to just drop. So he has this massive bald patch now. Now, I know what you elven, even half-elves like you, take great care in your appearance. And he's just like spinning the razor in his hand now.
Yeah.
It's just like, right. You are going to get talking.
Please make an intimidation roll with advantage.
Yes!
I've been waiting for that for a long time.
It's 15 plus 23.
Very good. Okay. He's got his hand over the bald patch, a mixture of his pride and a bit of pain because the way you shoot.
And then, because I picked him up by his hair and then
Yeah.
just sliced it off.
Oh yeah. It's an okay. I will talk. What's it that you wish to know?
Okay, so... Right, I've actually got to think out a character here.
Okie dokie.
That conversation you had with those mercenaries... Where are you taking these treasures to?
Mm-hmm. Okay, the half-elf says, we are taking them to what's known as the strong room.
And that is...
That building over there. And he's pointing to the warehouse. It's not actually that area, but it's a second room within it.
Right. Ah.
Why?
A secret room, then.
Well, not exactly, he says. The room itself is not the secret.
Okay. You're going to show me where this secret room is. Or do I have to separate you from more of your hair?
Okay. I'll let you make another intimidation roll. And...
That's 26.
that ought to do it. Okay. He sort of panics. Sort of covers the rest of his hair with his hands like this, freaking out.
I see that we're now on the same page.
Says, okay. I will lead you there if I have to.
Now that I think about it, if you're with the Dragon Cult, you must surely know who I am.
And he says, I cannot say I've had the opportunity. Whoever it is that you are.
For I am.
Are you ready for this?
I'm going to move away from the mic then.
Everybody hide behind sandbags right now. I'm hiding behind my cup of, well, what used to be tea, but get ready. Make sure you turn the volume just slightly down because we're going to get ready for this.
For I am.
Here we go. Clench.
Lucille von Rondanor!
Did that make the earth tremble? It did for me. The response that the half-elf...
I've probably woken up everyone at this point.
Yeah, I would think at this point you probably did.
And Alice is just like, Lulu, you're being loud.
Alice
Go
is
back
still
to sleep.
asleep.
And you hear a few shouts, "Will you keep it down?"
I shout back, this is Paladin business!
So's this!
Do I hear which room that came from?
Yeah.
Because I think someone needs to have a discussion with the broad end of my longsword.
Oh, steady on now. Yeah, you kind of guess it was the chef.
Okay, it'll take me a couple of years to cut through all that.
Bing. Okay. The response that the half-elf is says, "That's a name, yes. That name has become legend. Legend that you became face to face with one of the great dragons.
Yes!
Yeah.
A big blue one, I think.
That you faced off even Lang de Groza.
Yes. And I also killed Frulan Mondath. He gestures to her halberd on his back.
By this time, he's curled up into a ball and he's shivering. Please spare me, spare me. I didn't really want to be a member
he's
of
literally
the
just like,
cult. And
Lucille does not buy this. He's just like, no.
The half-elf's peeing himself, you know. You see, you know, he's practically pissing his pants. at
Yeah,
this point.
I don't care. I'm just picking up the rope and dragging him.
No,
to the strong
no,
house.
have mercy.
But here's the thing, I'm not lifting him up when we get to the stairs.
Dunk,
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 no,
dunk,
tunk, oh,
dunk,
ow,
dunk.
have mercy, tunk, tunk, ow, ooh, ee, ah.
And I'm just going to continue dragging him. Come along, Gulf Austria. And he also does shout, and Mortis, wherever the hell you disappeared off to, I've got a lead.
Not quite literally.
Yes.
Bolgluck, who the half-orc is in there, and he says, I think he's calling you.
I'll be back for another conversation.
Said, yeah, please do. Please do. And he even passes you one of his philosophy books. As a little gift.
Mortis made a friend!
Oh,
Aww.
makes me feel warm and fuzzy.
Right, so I kick open the door to the strong house. Oh, I have to do it in the one Paladin way.
Let me just
Or is
check
it a
few
big
things.
metal door?
Okay.
Instead, he's going to do the Aragorn open.
Right, so basically, if you have a look in the map here,
Yes.
okay, so this is like the main sort of part of the warehouse, like the storeroom. There's like typical bags of sacks of grains and food, hay, that's sort of the usual kind of crap you find in a roadhouse.
Though, he is going to say one thing.
Yep.
Tell me where this secret door is, or your face is making with some horse dung.
Can I ask you one thing? This is not related to this a minute. You remember when I heard the elves and all that talking in the room?
Yeah.
I heard like lizard men, castle, things like that.
So that was the guards.
That
Or
was
the
the
guards.
guards.
Was what? Did one of them say Bogluck?
They did.
Isn't that what you...
That's the name of the orc.
Yes.
Okay, you follow up that lead, I'll handle what's over here.
Before I leave,
Yeah.
actually, I'm going to ask him if he has any relation to the cult of the dragon.
You gonna say that?
Yeah.
He sort of looks at you with a kind of, what? And why would I have anything to do with that?
I heard them mention your name a while ago.
Well, a while ago, a couple hours.
Who's mentioned my name?
The guards up in the room that are no longer alive.
He sort of looks, well, why would they mention my name?
I had your name in conversation. They mentioned castle, swamp, lizard men, and a few other things.
Castle?
And your name?
Castle Swamp. Castle Swamp.
Think fast.
Oh,
I think there was a castle in the swamp.
they're not referring to Neorita.
Yeah, I think that was the castle,
I
yeah.
don't know how the hell you pronounce that. Neorita. I was about to say Neoritard. Neorita.
Yeah, that's the one.
Good thing I didn't try saying it.
But that particular castle is deep into the swamps.
Do you know how to get there?
It says, well,
Or do you know a safe passage there?
not that I know of. It's so, I've never really been there per se, but I've heard many things about it. See, over a century ago, there was this half-elf wizard who built this castle on the edge of the Mere of the Dead Men. And he lived there a relatively short time before the growing swamp sort of overswarmed it, per se.
Well, you might say the swamp swamped it.
And he said, and since then it's always been this interest of many wizards and astrologers. I've never been there myself.
Wait, astrologers?
Are you an
interesting
astrologer
with
or a wizard
Yeah.
yourself?
castle?
This, well,
Are you an astrologer or wizard yourself?
no, not personally, but I do read a lot about it. In fact, I've heard that they've actually built an observatory. And not sure if it's still operational, of course. It's been a long time ago.
Well, I think when we get there, we'll find that it's quite operational.
I'm going to say to him, Bogler, I will be right back.
Yeah.
To maybe carry on a conversation and maybe ask you a few more things. But you carry on reading your book for a bit, okay?
Well, of course.
I will be back.
Certainly. He kind of sort of gives a bit of a confused look after to think, oh, what was that all about?
And I'm going to run off and join them. But
Okay.
yeah, I just remembered them saying bog luck, and I thought,
Okay then, so at this point, the half-elf that you're dragging along...
Yep.
Oh, please, have mercy, please. Is Alice awake, or I don't know, what was she still...
No, Alice
I'm
is still
in
asleep.
bed.
What are you dreaming of, Alice?
She's dreaming of like chasing rabbits and squirrels and...
Don't mention rabbit.
Are you doing that thing that dogs do when they sleep?
Yeah.
Like
That's
kick
kicking out.
their legs and pretend they're running.
She's tracing all the little foresty animals.
I mustn't forget that Olvastria is accompanying
Yes.
you guys as well. I have a terrible way of...
Don't worry,
I
knew
remember
what
all the other
Austria
number
was.
guys, but not the ones that accompany the players. Okay, so she's basically sort of accompanying you, keeping an eye on the half-elf in case he tries anything.
Well, I've got him hog-tied.
Yeah. And so then, he kind of nods to this room.
Yep.
Right, just gonna...
Wait. We left the bags of gold and jewels undefended.
I'll keep an eye on it, said Olvastria.
No, I'm going to need you with me.
Okay then, she said excitedly.
Okay.
Okay.
Right then, so it turns out to be locked.
Is there a padlock?
There is.
I've got the best kind of lockpick. Great sword.
Great. Never try basic dungeon tricks on
Like, here's the
characters at
thing.
later levels.
I would, if there are any Trails of Cold Steel fans, I wish I had a katana for this. It's a reference to the first game. Bang! I'm doing this the lore away. I'm going to attack the padlock
Okay then.
with my stonking great big sword.
Stonk.
Does an 18 hit?
Yeah.
Andy, did you read the book I lent you last week?
Yeah, it's
There's
not
just
bad.
the bit with the padlock where he just goes, nyeh.
Yeah, that's not too bad actually.
Andy?
Like,
16 damage. I rolled max damage.
it falls, it breaks.
Thunk. Puts the great sword back.
Okay then. So you open into the room.
How heavy are the doors? Is it like a wooden door?
Yeah, they are quite well. The other doors are quite naturally heavy, but the one you come to, not quite so much.
I'm going to say, even though I hit the lock,
Yeah.
the padlock, I hit it with enough force as I rolled max damage
Yeah.
to break. You just see the door just fall in on itself. And then
Okay,
explode.
inside there, there are like 4 crates and 3 barrels, and
Okay.
not much else.
I'm going to search the barrels.
Okay then.
And one of them's a mimic.
Should I go and get Alice?
Led asleep.
You should kill the treasure that they
Okay.
stolen.
Let me have a look.
She sense fight. Actually, wouldn't your danger sense wake you up?
I doubt it. I don't know. Might have done.
You have the option to wake up if you want to. You know, you don't have to.
You just
stay
wake
asleep
up,
all
leave the
session if you
room,
don't want to,
and there's
so.
just a door kicked in and bodies, and you're just like, What has Lulu done now?
Lulu would get mad. She'd think Lulu would be mad at her if she left the room, so she's just going to stay there asleep. And she's just going to go like, well, if I'm going to stay here, I'm just going to go back to bed.
That isn't actually what Lucille would do in this situation, but given Alice is literally a child up past her bedtime...
She's going to be grumpy in the morning.
Yes.
Okay.
No, you should just.
So you're basically.
With him,
So,
yeah.
so are you doing anything? So he's just smashed the lock open.
I'm
the door.
just going to ask him why he's here. Why are you here?
Why am I here? It's because he just gestures at the tied up half elf who now has a bald spot.
He's crying his bloody eyes out and just peed himself, maybe even pooed himself.
Lucille opens up one of the barrels.
Yeah, but why are you here because of him?
Because he said, remember what they were talking about? The strong house, jewels, money,
Oh, a secret tunnel.
hoard, yes.
Okay, inside the first barrel, there are lots and lots of bags inside.
I open up one of the bags.
Coins.
He takes one out and literally just tosses it on the floor so it opens so he can show Orvustria and Mortis.
Oh my goodness, says Orvustria. They're keeping some of the treasures in here?
Money, money, money.
It appears so. Lucille kind of thinking that I may have deserved a reward after this, so I think I might take a couple of bags afterwards.
It says like, is that ethical in the adventuring game?
Yes.
Fair
Given
enough.
that knowing the cult, the original owners are probably dead,
Um,
if Greenest was anything to go by.
I suppose when you say it that way.
so I know there's a tunnel. We know there's a tunnel in here somewhere. I see that he's been shaved and all that. I'm just gonna go up and kick him in the ribs and ask him, or tell me where the entrance to the tunnel is, and just keep on kicking him.
Shave him more!
I'm
He's
kicking him. Don't get it. It hurts quite because I have bare feet.
Right.
Yes, but you don't need to.
I'm kicking him.
Just shave him.
He's kind
Murder
of
hobo.
he's in such a state by this point. He's freaked out because of a well-known paladin put the frighteners on him.
You're just
And
like,
even worse, a bird creature that looks like death, quite literally, is kicking the shit out of him. So he's had quite a night.
And I'm asking him where the entrance to the tunnel is.
He's not able to answer because he's in
Mortis,
such a bad
if
way.
you stop kicking him,
I
he
will
might
stop
be able
I
to
will stop
talk.
kicking him.
Like,
And
Lucille
get-
is just rummaging still through the bags and stuff.
And I'll sort of turn him up so he's
Yeah.
facing me head height.
Okay. Yeah, he's in such a state at this point. As you open more barrels, there are more and more bags of the stuff. And as you open some of the bags, there's like jewels, there's like, a lot of valuables inside.
Mm-hmm.
And this is probably the much you guys have seen up to this point throughout this campaign. You know, it's like 3 barrelfuls of it.
Where's the entrance to the tunnel?
He's unable to answer.
I'll get my dagger out.
He's shaking so badly that you're making it worse.
I'm starting to shave him.
Just
He's gonna be a
one
gibbering
hair
rat.
at a time.
No, I'm going like down one side of the head, down the other side.
Okay.
I think we've broken him at this point.
You pretty much have.
So we're not going to get any... Right, Mortis. Help us take the stolen goods onto our cart. We'll deal with this when we get back to Waterdeep. By that I mean I'll treat everyone to drinks at the Yawning Portal with it. He says that like kind of trailing off a bit. He's just like...
I'm asking him again. Where is the entrance to the tunnel?
And Orbustria's kind of like stepping in and saying, I'm not sure if he's capable of speaking at this point.
At
Because
this point,
really sort of...
like
Check
Lucia
out
kind
his
of
got.
rolling
Check
the
his
barrels out to the
Yeah.
cart, putting them on because he's making space in the room for them to start searching.
Mhm.
And he's going to take up a torch. I don't need a torch, I've got dark vision, what am I talking
Hang on.
about?
Yeah, I'm going to use my vision to see how long this half elf has left to live.
As DM, it depends.
We were meant to kill him.
I
in
can't
the
really put a
Yeah.
date to that. Some things I can't do. So you're not given any dates at this
You're
point.
just given a 1 at the end and everything is just question
uncertain at this
marks.
point. That's all I can say. Because if I had to do it for every character you meet, then
Yeah, I know.
it's like...
Yeah,
you know.
so I'm going to try and get him to talk to me somehow.
Well, I'm sort of like giving this opportunity for the players to work something out.
Yeah, I've...
Yeah.
Remember,
And
I've
I
started
know
clearing
there's like
the room.
like the more you carry on, the more you might get the answer, but
Yeah.
I want to try and avoid that. So, so you got 3 barrels and there's like 4 crates.
Yeah,
And-
or with Austria's help have been moved to our cart.
So,
We're confident. And if the manager of the thing asks, he just says, Paladin business, it's stolen contraband, we're taking it back to Waterdeep with us once we're done here.
okay, so
And then
you
he's
put in
going to
the-
start, like doing like the, we're looking for a trapdoor. He takes his greatsword off.
Shall I go
and
and fly
stop-
up to the rafters and have a look down, like a bird's eye view of the whole room?
You could, but what Lucille was going to do was start like tapping the floor
Yeah.
with with the halberd actually, because it'll be easier to manage. Just like the end of the halberd that isn't sharp, just tink tink, tink tink, tonk. Just until like every kind of like foot of the room,
Yeah.
he's just going around tinking to see if you can find any different sounds.
Okay, Avustria's going to offer to try and open the crates to check.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's kind of like using her sword to lift up. You're flying around the room.
I want to fly up to the rafters and have a look to see if I can spot where a trapdoor
Yeah.
would be.
You're not able to find one from there.
How
your
does my
tapping-
method keep going?
Yeah, your tapping is... would you like to make a roll of some sort?
Does it need a roll? Because I'm just doing the same thing.
Nah,
Just
nah.
tink,
It'd be a matter of time.
tink, tink,
And
tink, tink.
yeah, you don't be able to find anything particularly suspicious.
I'm listening for sounds though.
Mhm.
Like,
Um,
does anything sound hollow?
Let me just check something.
Because what's the floor made of first?
It's oh, hang on. Basically, it's stone.
Okay, so something that doesn't sound like metal hitting stone. It's like metal hitting wood, maybe.
As you're tapping around, it all pretty much makes the same sort of sound.
Okay.
I'm going to use my head here. I'm going to fly
Headbutt
out.
the wall.
I want to fly out and head to the room
Yeah.
and go and get Alice.
Mhm.
I'm going to say to Alice, I think Lucille might need your help a minute.
Sleeping, go away.
Sleepy. Leave me alone. Oh, what would you need me for?
You
Your
might be able to
sense of smell.
Yeah, exactly.
I just dropped my
Your
phone.
time to shine the session?
Okay.
So I'll fly out of the room down to the storeroom anyway.
So what's
Okay,
North
then.
Austria find in one of the crates? Is it just more bags of gold, jewels, trinkets
What
and
does the
baubles?
barbarian sense?
They are completely empty. The crates are completely empty.
Okay, we're leaving the crates.
Move the crates.
See if
Yeah, move the crates. Because the barrels are already on our wagon. So I'm going to, with the help of Austria, start moving the crates.
I was
It's
going
just
to
you
quickly
manage your
read.
dex against the fact that you could see. Because he's such as traps and spells.
Just throw it. Smells very strawberry.
That hurts.
Sorry, Andy. I was throwing you a sweet.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
A whip bars. Lovely. So I'm just quickly reading.
Very strawberry.
Oh, sorry, Andy.
Does Rachel want to try anything?
One sniff.
I will sniff. I will
Okay.
sniff to identify its smell.
Shall I make a roll of some sort, or you sniff around?
Would it be perception? Would it be nature sense?
It would be perception.
It would be perception.
You
What's that
gain
for?
advantage.
Perception.
16.
Very good. The one in that particular corner, although they're all, because you've opened all of them,
Yeah.
they're basically empty. But one of them, you kind of bit repulsed. Ooh, what's that? Almost a weird sort of, quite smelly.
Okay.
Quite sort of like a wet kind of smell.
I pick up the now bold half elf, and I'm going to use him as a battering ram to move the crate.
So mean.
Okay.
If it's a mimic, he's the one that gets hurt. If it's a normal crate, he's the one that gets hurt.
Right. Okay. Let's just say that this cup is the crate.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. And this spoon is a half elf.
Yes.
You do this. 3, 2,
3,
1.
2,
No!
Donk.
His head goes right through it. But here's the thing. You would have assumed the crate would have moved.
Or just thunk.
Ugh, but his head sort of goes right through it.
And a loop. I'm going to say, as he goes through it, I drop him.
Yeah? Ugh. He's sort of dazed with his head through it. So drop him inside.
Yeah.
He's inside the box.
Alice, it's that a big yawn.
Curled up.
Do you need me anymore? Can I go back to bed?
Yes, Alice, you've been a good help.
So there's the crate.
Yeah.
You notice that the very action would have, with most crates it would have moved like slightly even, but it seems to be fixed.
But he went right through it.
Yeah, his head went right through it, through the
It's
wood.
still-
Try and lift it up. Try and lift the crate up.
I'm going to try grabbing the crate.
Yeah.
What happens?
As you grab the crate, would you like to make a strength roll?
Yes. Watcha! That is 22.
Very, very good. Do you want to do it when he's inside the crate or when he's out of the bloody crate?
I would move him out the crate first.
Okay. Basically, the crate itself, as you lift it, the paving underneath is attached to it.
Oh.
So, and it moves like this, and then you see the opening inside.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, with the elf that's still there, I'm going to just tip the crate onto him.
Okay.
So he's now curled up inside this very heavy crate. And I'm just going to leave him there.
Okay, so...
Because
now
he won't be able to get out on his own.
No.
And no one knows he's here.
I'm gonna kick him again before we leave.
He cries even more. Okay then. So what are the...
Down into the depths we go.
So you guys going to go down immediately, or are you going to... what are you going to do before?
Because we don't know how long... We don't know a time frame here, or where this tunnel leads. How are you on key points?
1.
Left. Do we want to call it a session here?
I think it might be best to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah?
And then just say, like, we will go back through in the morning.
Okay then. So you guys sort of resting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though we'll have Mortis like keep watch on the hole.
I beg your pardon. Sorry.
And every half an hour, I'll punch him.
He's in the crate. The crate's on top of him.
So you'd be like sleeping here. Oh, half an hour's passed. Make your way over to there. Bunch, and then back to sleep you go.
I don't
He
go to
doesn't.
sleep.
He doesn't sleep.
I don't sleep.
I suppose it relieves the boredom, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So he just lifts up the crate, kicks him,
And
puts it
put
back on.
down, yeah.
Are you going to see Bogluck again?
Oh, I might go and I might go and see him and say a few things to him during the night. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You mentioning about what you've seen, or
So yeah, Lucille will sleep. Get back his spell slots.
Yeah, I think I'm going to mention to him about a tunnel that we found that might lead to the castle.
he's quite intrigued, and he thinks, what, right underneath this very roadhouse?
Yes.
That is rather strange. It says,
I'll ask him if he'd like to accompany us.
and Bogluck says, I sure would love to, but I do have pressing engagements. But look, if there's anything I can do, he said, if there's anything I can do to help beforehand,
Muzzle tov.
he said that look, the castle is deep within the swamp, so I don't know.
Molotov.
So I'm guessing it might be about 15 miles
Okay.
from this camp. So if you, that means you're heading towards the swamp area. So you better get prepared.
Do you happen to have a layout of the castle at all,
Not me.
or even a book on the castle,
Who says,
or any
well,
writings about?
the only thing I can help you with is that the swamp was mostly ruled by lizard men. And there are also rumours of a black dragon. But that could just be rumours.
I have heard rumours of a black dragon living deep in the
Stare down the
swamp.
blue dragon. How much different is a black dragon? Hold on, aren't black dragons the one that do like necrotic damage or something?
They do acid damage.
It's acid, yeah.
The one type of damage nothing resists.
But right. I mean, there's probably much I can put a bit of an epilogue here, but I think that's a good way to sort of end the session.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
I think so.
when we come back to this, by the time this one comes out, for you it would have been a week, but for us it would have been a month between recordings. Because even though we're not going to be recording this, because my character will probably cause a bit of an upset, because death flags ahoy. My character for Alien... Well, we're basically doing the Alien roleplay system for Halloween, because October being the month of spook.
Awesome.
Terror.
Arr.
Arr.
So yeah, for us, we'll see you in a month. For you, see you next week.
Happy Halloween.
This episode's probably going to go out after Halloween, you know.
Okay then. Happy after Halloween.
Merry Christmas in case we're there. Or happy holidays.